What's going on, everybody? It's your man Cleveland Terry. We're going to review the Bridge ILS from the good folks at Chauvet, and we're also going to review, which you can't see right here, but the Flex stand. And I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of both of them. Before I begin, I do want to say, I know how you guys are. This video is being sponsored by me. Check 1, 2. We're the ones that bought this equipment. We bought both the Flex stands and the Bridge ILS system. So we actually bought 2 of them, one for each side of the dance floor, you know, completing the cycle, okay? So I'm going to tell you about what I've experienced, the good and the bad of both products, all right? So first off, let's talk about the big thing. Hold on. When you buy the Flex stand, you do receive one long pole and then, of course, the weighted base, right? The weighted base is heavy. It's probably 35 pounds is my guess, just by holding it. Might be a little heavier, but it's a good solid weight. The bags, trash. Here's one pole, clean. Here's the other one. Take a look at this. Trash. Already ripping up, already grabbing. I now have a second pocket for my bag. Not sure why the bags are so Now, within the system here, you got your standard pole. It's a good pole as far as length, as far as brightness, as far as setting it up. It's pretty straightforward. It's got a nice bright LED panel here, and it has the nice clamps right here to be able to adjust, lift up, you release the clip, it locks into place like so. You want to drop it down? I wouldn't recommend just holding it, but you want to hold it and then let it drop down. There are no hydraulics in this, so this isn't like, you know, some of the other ones where you can just press the button and it will slowly rise up. That's not what this one's doing, but it's more than enough. It's very durable. It holds a lot of weight. First thing that drove me crazy. First off, the bags. I like that there's a cover, but I'm already getting holes on the corners. I'm already getting holes in the corners. So they're not really built to last. It is what it is. I would have preferred if the bag had zippers on the sides. That way I could just unzip it so it lays flat, put the base down, and then zip it back up. That's not the way these are. You have to grab them and then pull them out. And again, it's a weighty base. So now you have to kind of like shimmy the thing down, and it gets caught on the other feet on the bottom. So it's a little annoying. In the same way when you put it in, it's a little annoying. The base is good. I do have a problem, okay? It's a simple problem, but it's kind of an annoying problem. When you connect the bases, you have to go from underneath. Now, I don't know if there's an easier way or not, but being able to put these on with the stand is annoying. So let's just say, you know, right here, and I want to set this up like so, right? It's very annoying to try to line up your screws and then screw it in, okay? So it almost becomes like a two-man job. Now, I found a little bit of a trick. The trick is you can set this down, and then once the bridge is down, you can take the pole and set it right on top of there. That way, you get a much better kind of level for when you're putting the screws in. See how the level is just easier, right? So that's the way I've been doing it. Seems to work the best. I would have preferred to have one large screw, but you know, Chauvet. You got your power, your IEC port right here, and then you have your, you know, outboard power here. And then you have your XLRs, and then your ILS thumb drive. That's right, it does not come ILS built in. For no other reason, they could have, they had enough space, but they force you to buy another stupid ILS plug. I swear to you, it feels like Chauvet is making all their money on the USB plugs, okay? So, you gotta have that plug also if you wanna use your command ILS, or if you want to connect it to like a Gigbar system or whatnot. Also an annoying thing, I know this isn't their fault, but it's annoying, okay? we got your IEC plug here. So it's nice and clean. You can plug it right in there and then run it right underneath the legs. Stays out of the way, stays clean. The problem is this bottom port right here. Because obviously, if you're putting, if you were putting a light on top of here, and then you raise it up, you know, say the highest it can go, which I believe is like, there's your stop right there. Your port is down here. So now the cord that they always give you for every single one of these fixtures is not going to work. You're going to have to either run an extension or buy a brand new cord in order to go from there all the way to the bottom. Okay, let's plug it in so you can see what it looks like. Most expensive thing you'll buy. So this is my biggest issue with the light. So say we're running a chase, okay? And you see it's going all the way up, green, blue, everything, right? Now, it's programmed to assume that you're running all the way to the top of the pole. You're running full extension, okay? Because if you're not, and let's say you bring this down to say here, now you have a gap, you have a break, because it's not going all the way up. Most of us are going to run fully extended, but if you can't for whatever reason, and let's say this is as high as you can go, well, the light's going to look a little strange. It's just going to look a little strange as it's doing its thing. Most people won't notice this. DJs will notice this because that's our jobs, to notice the drama, but it is what it is. We make it work. It's a good stand. It puts out a lot of light. It does a really good job. It's stable. And then, of course, you do have the feet that can be readjusted if you're not on a flat surface. So you can just adjust, you can turn the knobs and get it flat. Like, for instance, right now, it's not flat. And now we are completely stable. This is great for anything. Speakers, Gigbars, and specifically, which I think is the best one for them, and that's the Bridge ILS. So we bought 2 of these. I have 1 on each side. So technically, we have 4 movers. Now, we know it's the Bridge, so we're still running on slightly underpowered mover washes, but they do the job. And especially if you're not doing a ridiculously large room, they're bright enough. They give you a nice flow, nice coverage. I have honestly no complaints about the light that's coming out of them. They're pretty much based upon the new Gigbar ILS. And I think, they might be a little bit brighter, but as far as like, it's negligible, in all honesty. I can set it up this way. I can set it up in the corner. I can set it up this way, off to the side, and you have a lot of different options. So it's a good light. Now, the question is it a good pole light for the price? That's debatable, but I think the same argument can be applied for the Gigbar too, when people were like, oh, like, why would I do that? I can just get some movers. I can just get my own washes. I can just make my own. It's expensive. You're not buying this pole because it's the best light out there. You're buying this pole because it's the most convenient light, especially having ILS already built in. And if you have more ILS products, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, if you have more ILS products, you're going to stay in the ILS ecosystem. ILS ecosystem, and right now it was running the program, but you can see it's right back to running the ILS, so I don't have to change anything in the system to get it to work. Now all I got to do is turn on my PAR, and I got PAR lights, right? And if you're doing something where you want to make sure the colors are all the same throughout the party, maybe your uplights are red, and so you want to have red poles, all of these things, well, you can do that with the Command ILS. The Command ILS is solid for what it does, which is running ILS stuff. Do I think it's a great controller? I don't. But I think it is the controller for people that don't want to do anything with regards to DMX, okay? So if you have a WMX1 and you're using the WMX1 and you know that thing like the back of your hand, this is going to feel like a toy to you, okay? And the same thing with like a sound switch too. It's going to feel like a toy because it's still limited in what it can do. Yes, they keep updating, they keep adding more features to it, but I feel like they're adding features to something that is lacking the necessary buttons to get it to do what you need. So yes, you can do a series of commands or go into the settings and change your gobo into prism. There's no button that changes your gobo into prism. You have to go into the settings to do it. So everything that they build onto this, everything that they add on, it's legitimately just finding its way into the menu system. But it does the job if you're only worried about, I need to turn on my lights. I need them to run at a certain speed. I need to run a dedicated color. It's, party planners like, hey, can you just run them all blue tonight? Well, because you have the ILS, I can just hit the blue, and now we are running blue the entire night. It includes your movers, includes anything and everything that's working off of ILS. So that's, again, you're buying your way into an ecosystem. So it does the job. Now let's talk about the bridge. The bridge to me is the best light for people that don't want to buy a Gigbar, but they still want the lights, because we know with the Gigbar, there's a lot of options, a lot of features on the Gigbar that most people won't use. Like they don't want to use the sparkles. Maybe they don't even want to use the wash lights on the front. They only want to use the movers. This is the product that they came out with after people were like, I just want movers. I don't want anything else. So again, pretty much the same movers that are on the ILS, but it also has wash lights right here, and these are RGB wash lights, so not just white. They will shine all the colors you need. Like I said before, my biggest issue with this light, and pretty much all of Chauvet right now, especially with their ILS stuff, I don't particularly understand why they can't decide on what power protocol to use. Okay, this is PowerCon, but on the bottom is IEC. So now I got to have multiple plugs just to run my lighting. I mean, if you're going to come out with something later on to go along with this that came out over a year ago, you would think you would make it all IEC. Like all the lights should be IEC. All your cords should be IEC. But this is a perfect example. Okay, this light they know is going to be usually on some sort of a pole, raised up, extended. But this is the cord they give you. Now, this cord right now doesn't even reach the bottom. Can you imagine when it's sitting up at 6 feet, 7 feet? You can't use this. So now I got to run an extension cord or get a longer cord to be able to plug into the bottom, because like I said before, it would have been nice if they had some sort of box on the top with the wiring kind of maybe extending through the tube. That way you would just plug it in and plug it in. Okay, there's one thing. Here's another thing. When you plug in your PowerCon, all right, you have a couple different options when you're plugging it in. So obviously you're not going to have a dangle like this because this looks like trash, right? So the normal people would probably do something like take it around here and then have it come down. Well, if you're not completely taut with the cord, and let's say it dangles over here, it's running into this cord. I don't know why they would put the PowerCon here and not here, right in the middle. The thought process is escaping me on why they would do something like this. So I would recommend probably doing something where you have like a little latch or some Velcro that you can just run right here and attach it to it. That way when you run it down through the back, obviously, it normally sits like this. So then you can't see the cord. But like right now, see, it's hitting the cord. So you have to make sure that it is elevated. And let me show you what I just did. There's a safety loop right here. I ran the cord over to the safety loop, and then I ran it back so where it's right by the screw. And then that way it's out of the way of the cord. But you're going to have to get another cord. Okay, that's just facts. The bridge has ILS built in, but not the pole. Wait for them to kick on. Turn on the mover. Again, it's all color coded, so I don't have to think about anything. You got the blues, you got the oranges. It's all changing colors to this. Oh, by the way, there is no true white on here. It's off-white. So you see you have white on the bridge, but you don't have white on the pole. You have an off-white. Again, it's your ecosystem, Chauvet. So you should really think about these things when you're bringing out new products. They should all have the same color science built into them. As far as your movers are concerned, you do have your standard Chauvet colors and gobos. And of course, you can change the gobos if you're using the command and put them right into like a white or whatever. If you want to keep them all the same color, yeah, you can go to the off-white on here, off-white, and then, but this one is more like, it's off-white, but it's not the same white because these colors are always going to be a little different. You know, but if you want to go to red, now you got red. Now your party planner is like, I just want the room to be pink. I can just change it, and now we got pink. The good thing about the bridge, which is cool, is that if you have two of these, you can take another bridge and then literally attach it on this side right here. But you can't attach them, so now you have 4 movers right behind you. I think it would be a really good look having that with your lights. And again, as I bring this back up, it's got enough light, it's bright enough. I'll check another gobo so you can kind of see all the gobos that it does. It's got this circles, the spring, the biohazard, I guess, another circle, the flower. That one's kind of cool. This one, I wonder if can it do prism. Probably can't do prism. ILS, when it's all said and done, is for the DJ that just wants a good light show that'll run its own thing, do its own thing, and you don't have to think about it. It'll just run, especially if you have multiple ILSs, your uplights, your washes, your movers, then it's just like set it and forget it. So for that, I appreciate it. For me, sometimes I don't want to deal with having to do all the stuff every time I get to a party. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, it's 100 people, it's an easy party, let me bring these, stop them up, go. Another benefit to these versus like a Gigbar or anything else, or even the Gigbar case, which is insanely big, is that, well, once this is broken down, it's a small footprint. It'll fit in your car, it'll fit in your truck, and you don't have to worry about not having enough space. So I appreciate these. I'm actually, strangely enough, even though I don't love them, I'm still going to have another pair just for myself, just for the flexibility, hence the flex stand. Like it. Pretty much love these. Not much of a fan, but if you want something easy, Command ILS is easy. It's one of those things where sometimes you're paying for convenience more so than you're paying for like feature sets. These are impressive for your average person. Other DJs, who cares? They're not at the party anyway, right? So I do recommend them if they're in your budget and it's something you want to do. There's not really anything like this on the market, especially the Gigbar ILSs. And the footprint is this big, right? So 2 of these together, 2 bases, small, and then the 2 poles, which can go anywhere, and you have a ready-made party. Thank you so much. If you found what I said here useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said here really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the threads. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace out. Happy holidays.